The first time I met AJ Hernz was in Texas. I was out there with my boy DJ Pumbaa. We were out there networking, and we attended a session where AJ was at. I knew this time around, once we collabed again, it was gonna be a smash, and we made over.
Ay, I'm afraid I might not make it before I take over. Ay, DMs in my DMs telling me to hold her. Now you're about to tell her that I'm really wrong about it. 2 more shots, I'm drowsy. 3 more shots, I'm out it. I hate being
So the guitar is the star of the track, pretty much. It's guitar driven, and what I did to it, I found the sample. It's kind of like an Arabic guitar, and what I did to it, I chopped it up, I reversed it, EQ'd it, I put a stereo image on it to make it wider, and just did a lot of little tweaks to it, and little things here and there to make it pop and give it that aggressive feel, that trap feel. And this is what you get. So after I had the main melody with the guitar, I usually work on my drums, snares, kicks, percussion, 808s, and so forth. And this is what I got. It was actually, the snare I used was from Super Mario's kit off of Splice. Real dope snare. I just EQ'd it, added a little body to it, and this is what you get. So now that I had my guitar melody, had my snare going, I wanted a banging 808, something like the Roddy Ricch type 808s. So what I did, I got 2 808s, I reversed one, I kept the little pop at the end of the reverse, added it into the other 808, and this is what I got. So now that I have my 808s, I got my snare, I got my guitar melody, I needed some bounce, some movement. So I started working on the hi-hats. It was pretty much 3 different patterns I had. I chopped them up and put them together, and this is what I came out with. Now that we have all those elements working together, that was my main foundation for the hook, and this is what you got when you play them together. When it comes to working on the verses of the song, I like to make it different from the hook, of course. So what I tend to do is, on the verse, I'll use a sub bass. On the hook, I'll use 808s, or vice versa. But on this particular record, I went with a sine bass from Native Instruments VST called Razor, and it's a real nice low end sub bass. This is what we get. So to accompany the bass, I added a punchy kick. The kick is, I believe it's also Super Mario. Yeah, Super Mario kick from Splice. And what I do is, on the actual sub bass, I'll add some side chain compression. So every time that kick hits, my sub bass is ducking around -3 dB, and it just helps. It helps give the kick its space, and also it makes it seem like the sub bass is punchier and hitting a little harder. And this is what you get when you put them together. When it came to the snare and the hi-hats and the percussion for the verse, I pretty much kept it the same. The only thing I changed up, of course, I added a kick, and I added the sub bass, and this is what you have. So whenever I'm working on production, or should I say a song, I feel it's real important to keep your listener in tuned and grab their attention within the first couple of seconds of the song. You don't want a long intro that prolongs and just gets boring and they end up skipping the song, right? So off the bat, when I play this, you hear the guitar come in, you hear the Monsta Made tag, and then it drops to this sine bass. It's actually a Moog. We call it the Bryson. And shout out to my boy DJ Pumbaa, put me on this sine bass. This is what we got. And the last thing I added to the production was just a little ear candy. I love synthesizers, especially the old school '80s synthesizers. A lot of the Arturia stuff. I believe this synth is from, yep, it's the DX7 from Arturia. It's a dope VST. And I added into a part of the intro, but I believe it gets cut off in the song. And then also at the end, I added it when the record finishes. This is what you have. And that's it.